Hello folks, Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing here in Dallas, Texas. I had a subscriber call me, or I should say send me a private message and said, Scott, I'm on the fence. I don't know which way I want to go. I'm not sure if I want to go HD speed or I want to go with the Griots Boss finishing sealant as an all-in-one cleaner wax or an all-in-one polish, however you want to look at it. Well, I think that's okay. If you're on the fence, no matter which way you fall, you're going to fall in good territory. You're going to land in good hands. Both of them are great products. But I want to talk about something when it comes to all-in-ones. If we actually look at this bottle here, it says HD speed, right? This is great. That kind of indicates that it's going to be a fast process. Well, if we actually read the directions of HD speed, it tells us to work in a 2x2 area, set your polisher at 5,000 to 6,000 OPMs, and it says using moderate pressure and overlapping passes, work product moving polisher very slowly. Okay, I'm going to get to a point here. I think it'll be helpful, especially if you're a new professional detailer and you're getting in paint correction or you're thinking about it. Now, when it comes to the finishing sealant by Griots, their Boss system, they say the same thing as well, to move in use a very low arm speed with moderate pressure and do about 3 to 4 passes. Well, I work in the real world, and what do I mean by that? There's a couple of different scenarios when somebody comes to me and says, hey Scott, I want some paint correction done on my car. We're going to be using this Jeep hood today. This is a mid-size SUV, if that's what you want to call it. Let's say the customer said to me, Scott, I've got this mid-size Jeep, Cherokee, whatever this hood came off of, and I want to remove some of the scratches and swirls. What are your prices? What do you have available? Well, I'm going to discuss a couple of options with them. One, I can talk about an actual 2-step correction on that car, which will take several hours to do, and it will be several hundred hours to do it as well. Maybe the customer says, no, that's too expensive for me. That doesn't fit my budget. What else do you have? Well, I can do a 1-step correction on the car and then put wax or sealant on afterwards. And this is what it's going to cost. It's going to cost several hundred hours less. Does that make sense to you? Maybe the customer goes, you know what? That doesn't make sense to me either. I want something a little bit cheaper. Well, this is where these products come into play. When somebody doesn't want a true 2-step or a true 1-step, you got to remember a true 2-step is going to go after deep defects. A true 1-step is going to go after moderate defects, but you're going to have to lay wax or sealant behind afterwards. With HD Speed and Griots Boss finishing sealant, they're indicating to you that you can kind of do a 1-step and apply wax at the same time. But yet again, they're telling you to use very slow arm speed. They actually say very slow. Well, when you're working in the real world, you have to figure out if you're trying to be profitable, you're trying to be economical, you want to try to help your customers out. If a true 1-step on this car, but I have to lay wax afterwards, is going to take, say, 4 hours or 5 hours to do, how much time am I spending or saving myself if I'm using HD speed? Yes, it leaves wax behind, but if you know when you're doing a true 1-step, you're moving very slowly as well to go after moderate defects. It's still going to take you several hours to do it. Is HD speed really going to save yourself or Griots if you still have to use that very slow arm speed just like you would with a true 1-step to get after moderate defects? The answer is no. That's not how these products work in the real world. Again, if you like these products and you have your own car, you're a do-it-yourselfer, and you want to work around the car really, really slow and lay a layer of wax, that's cool, that's fine, that's going to work for you. But also realize these are only going to go after light defects. If you're going to spend that much time and effort going after or going really slow with slow arm speeds, maybe doing 5 or 6 section passes all the way around a car, I think, in my professional opinion, you're better off upping your game because you're going to spend just the same amount of time using this product if you use it as it's directed, just like you would with a 1-step. And this is only going to go after light defects. A true 1-step is going to go after moderate defects. So you have to figure out what works in your world. Here's the whole point when it comes to these products on a professional line, because most professionals are working in the real world. We don't typically use these as going real slow, like going 1 inch per second all the way around the car within our section pass. It just doesn't make any sense. We can't really help our clients become, we can't put them in that right budget bracket if we're doing the same thing as we would with a one-step. Yes, I know with a one-step you got to lay wax down, but to be honest with you, you could put a finishing pad on a DA and wax a car pretty quick. And again, a true one-step is going to go after much more moderate defects than these products will. So typically, as professionals out there in the real world, we're using these products a little bit faster over the panel. That's how we lower the price for our customers, go after light defects, and lay protection down at the same time, and restore some shine and gloss. After that little rant, I just wanted to kind of clarify that because my subscriber asked about that scenario. After that rant, what I have here is this black panel. I'm going to do HD speed over here, and I'm going to do Griots Boss Finishing Sealant on this side. I'm going to bring you in and have you take a look at this panel. It's got light scratches and swirls all over it. Let me grab this thing, just bear with me. Let's see. You can see the scratches and swirls here. This is typical of somebody who would... Was I getting it? Yeah, there it is there. I guess that's my shoulder. Sorry, guys. But there's some scratches and scratches there. I know on this camera it might not be picking up all the scratches and swirls. There's some more by the light there. But this is pretty typical for a daily driver. You've got some scratches on it over here. We've got some scratches on the panel. You can see to the right of the light bar there. We got some scratches, some swirls. It's a slightly hazy, just like it is on this side here. Let me put this back down, and then we're going to do a comparison between the two to kind of help out my subscriber, which one's the best one for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Griots Boss Finishing Sealant in HD speed, but I'm going to up my game a little bit. I'm going to use, these are Buff and Shine, medium cut, low profile pads, and I'm going to work as they direct. I'm going to go really slow. Let's see the maximum cutting ability, the maximum effect we can get from either product. But typically in the real world, I may still use a pad like this, but I'm not going to do 1 inch per second all the way around in my section passes. It's just not, again, I want to try to help my customer with their budget, their level of expectations, but if I'm going 1 inch per second in that space, yes, I'm laying wax down at the same time, but I'm spending hours on this car trying to help that customer out. And that customer didn't want to spend that with doing a one-step, which would have given him more defect removal. So typically we move fast with this, but you have to figure out what works best for you. So let me grab my dual action polisher. I'll do HD speed over here, then I'll do Griots over here, and we'll see which one wins here. We'll see which one kind of gives us more bang for the buck. Again, HD speed, I didn't say it, but HD speed I think is around $14.99 for this. How many ounces is this bottle? 16-ounce bottle. The Griots, I think for a 16-ounce bottle, is that 16 ounces? Yes. It's somewhere around $20, $25, so it costs a little bit more, but double check that. I don't look at prices half the time. I probably should, right? But I'm going to put 3 pea-sized drops on this. Everybody loves that, so we'll do that. And then I'll work maybe 5, 6 section passes, who knows. I'll apply moderate pressure and I'll go real slow, and I'll do the same side for Griots, and let's come in and take a look and see what this looks like. So first I'm going to spread my product out. You see me do that before, and then I'm going to up my game. Bear with the noise. This thing is on sawhorses, so it may be a little bumpy, but we'll get through it. I think I did 5 section passes there. You guys are probably counting. But here's my point. If I did that slow arm speed all the way around this car, boy, it's going to take me several hours to do this whole vehicle. And I get it, HD speed, they're saying, hey, it leaves a wax behind. Yes, that does help you a little bit. But if I'm going to spend that kind of time and go that slow all the way around in my section pass, I might as well just do a true one step to go for deeper defects and then just lay wax behind. That's why typically on a professional level, when we're using these all-in-ones, we tend to go faster arm speeds to meet our customers' budget and expectations, because they didn't want to spend that money on a true 2-step or a true 1-step. Alright, so here's the deal. When I take this off, HD speed is great because the actual takeoff is amazing. It's really slick, easy to take it off the panel, no issues there. But I'll bring you guys in here. I've restored some really nice shine and gloss. That may be perfect for my customer. I removed some scratches and swirls, but there are still scratches in here. This paint here would typically take a true 2-step or a really heavy, moderate defect 1-step. But that looks pretty decent. I'll bring you guys in, but I'll do the same thing. Excuse me as I get in front of the camera. I'll do the same thing on the Griot side. I'll apply the same amount of product. I'll work the slow arm speeds. I'll use the same pad, and let's see what we get. And then I'll bring you in, and then you guys can decide which one looks better. I'll change the pad so we're not cross-contaminating anything, right? Nobody wants that. That's just pointless. What would be the point? Okay, so we got a new pad. It's on the DA. I'm going to shake up my Griots, Boss, go in here, try to apply the same product, and work the same area. And let's see what we get. Okay, there's Griots finishing sealant. What do I think? I tell you what, I think on this panel, we're probably going to see Griots win this competition. The one thing that's very interesting, the wipe off with Griots is really simple, really easy, really sweet. Makes a nice difference in your world, right? That helps after working so hard on a car. You don't want to be struggling. But in my professional opinion, I'm going to bring you guys in, Griots just beat HD Speed. And I'll tell you why. HD Speed does something very interesting. There's a lot of lubrication on the panel. It's very user-friendly in direct sunlight. Griots in direct sunlight can get a little finicky on you. That's the downside to it. So HD Speed works better in direct sunlight. But HD Speed, in my opinion, gives you a little bit more cut. The shine and gloss is about the same between the two of them as far as restoring shine and gloss. But Griots just tips the card, tips the envelope. I don't know, I can't think. But Griots got more defects out of the paint. Shine and gloss is the same, but HD Speed fell a little short, and I'll show you why. So here we go, I'll bring you in here. If we look at this panel here, that's my shoulder, right? What is this? Yeah, that's just my shoulder here, this line here. But look along that light bar. Looks decent, right? A heck of a lot better than it was before. The shine and gloss is magnificent. Looks great. Got a lot of nice metallic pop out of it. That looks great. I'm not seeing any scratches and swirls. Did a really nice job using very slow arm speed, 5-section passes within that area. Boy, that looks great. Now when we come over to HD Speed, take a look along that light bar. Let me see if I can find it. All right, there's a scratch that didn't come out. Or is that my shoulder? Nope, that's my shoulder. Come up here a little bit more. Let's see if we can do this. This is why I hate. There's some scratches that didn't come out. Look alongside the light bar there. There's scratches that didn't come out. We'll come up here. There's some more scratches that didn't come out. Now, shine and gloss looks great. That looks wonderful. But boy, there's some more scratches right there to the right of the light bar. Now, the scratches on the other side of the panel were about the same. Kind of hard to say. Not all scratches are created equal. HD Speed did great. The wipe off is easy. It didn't remove as many defects. There's the scratches along the light bar to the left and right. You can probably see it now. We're going to come back down here to Griots. Wow. There really isn't anything there along that light bar. The shine and gloss looks great. I love it. Griots wins in this particular battle. The only thing about Griots, be careful in direct sunlight on a hot panel. That's where it falls short for me professionally, in my opinion. But HD Speed works better in the sun. But Griots beat him out. There you go. So if that guy's on the fence and if that makes your world, Griots is a great product as well. Figure it out what makes sense for you. Love you all. Have a good one. Take care. Be safe.